Hi, I'm Jason Ball. Welcome to Jason's Fin Tips. Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 steps to seamlessly integrate savings into your daily budget. But before we get started, um, this content is shared during this video is provided for general education and entertainment purposes only. It is not financial, investment, tax, legal, insurance, or medical advice. No personal recommendations are being made. Nothing presented should be interpreted as a solicitation, endorsement, or guarantee of results. Although I do hold the CFP, ChFC, and CLU designations, I'm not acting as a financial advisor, fiduciary, insurance professional, tax professional, or legal representatives. All examples, case studies, and scenarios are hypothetical and intended to illustrate financial principles only. Viewing or engaging in this video does not create an advisor-client, fiduciary, insurance advisor, or planner-client relationship. Always consult your own licensed professional for advice specific to your individual circumstances. For our full legal disclaimer, go to jasonfintipsfor.com/legal. And with that, let's dive into 5 seamless integrated savings. But before we get going, if you could put a like and subscribe, that would be fabulous. We have 5 key takeaways that I wanted to kind of go over here just here for the short version. Clarity comes first. Know where every dollar goes. Define why and why you're doing it, and you're setting your SMART goals. Build a budget that works for you, not against you. Automate to eliminate stress and temptation, and then review, adjust, and celebrate progress. Schedule your monthly check-ins, reviews, budgets, update goals, and recognize milestones. Financial success is once again built on small, repeated wins, not perfection. And with that, let's dive into the thing. Press like and subscribe. What do we do to make savings effortlessly, not optional? Saving money shouldn't be like a burden or an afterthought. Excuse me. Well, it was kind of a little bit of a there we go. Yet for many, shouldn't feel as natural as paying your should be feel as natural as paying your rent or buying groceries. Yet for many households, savings remains something intended to do rather than something we actually automatically happens. I'll start saving next month, or once things settle down, I have the next big expense. The result: savings goals slowly get pushed aside while other financial stresses grow. The truth is, most people don't struggle because they can't survive. They struggle because the systems they don't make the savings easy. When savings requires willpower and constant decision makings, it's the first thing that falls off the list. That's why the key to long-term success isn't another complicated budget or strict spending plan. It's learning to integrate the savings into your daily routine so that savings happens without friction. Imagine a financial routine where every dollar has a purpose. Your goal has built around your budget and your savings grows automatically in the background. That's the foundation of a financial confidence, and it starts with building a budget for savings. That works for your life, and it helps with the budget for saving that works for your life, not against it. So the first thing you want to do is someone might want to take a look and assess your current financial situation. Because if you don't understand where you are or where your money goes, you don't know where you are, you know where you're going. The second thing is to set clear, achievable savings goals, something that motivates you and something that's attainable. Also, create a saving friendly budget. This balances your needs, wants, and growth, and needs, wants, and wishes. Automate your savings and pay yourself first consistently. Monitor and celebrate your progress. Even if your goal is to get to $100 or $200, celebrate the small wins because each time it starts becoming a goal that you can celebrate to reaching your goal. So don't set giant goals, set smaller, achievable goals with a long term goal. By the end, you'll have a plan that transforms your savings from a stressful decision into simple automated habit, and one that steadily strengthens your financial foundations and moves you closer to a financially secure future that you want. So you might even set something like a small automatic early savings. Saving just 1% more each month can change your long-term financial trajectory. Assess your current financial situation. And I cannot stress this enough. Before you can integrate any savings or daily budget, you need to know exactly where your money is and where it's going. This financial clarity is the cornerstone of every savings plan. Without it, you essentially navigate without a map, guessing where to cut, what to save, how much to set aside. You have no idea where you are. Why clarity is the foundation for consistent savings. Most people don't overspend because they lack discipline. They overspend because they lack visibility. When you see your entire financial picture in one place, savings stops feeling abstract and becomes more natural expressions of how you manage your cash flows. Understanding this baseline helps you understand where you need to go. Identifying where leaks occur, distinguishing between your needs and your wants and your wishes. Creating a realistic saving plan that fits your budget. So you want to track your income expenses for 1 month. Start with, like a 30-day snapshot. Every dollar earned and spent. Include all income sources, salary, freelance work, side gigs, and investment dividends, and track all expenses no matter how small. You can do this with a spreadsheet, a notebook, a budgeting app. There's lots of tools for you to do this. It's more the goal awareness. It's not a perfection. Once you start, and that's the thing. It's like you're never going to be perfect. The goal is to start understanding where you are so that you can understand where you need to go. Once you understand your real spending patterns, you'll be empowered to start making some data-driven decisions about where you can cut, make priorities, and what has to happen. And I want people to distinguish between fixed, variable, and discretionary. And some people get these kind of mixed up. Fixed incomes these are expenses that you must pay. They rarely change month to month. They're your rent, your mortgage, your insurance premiums, your utilities, your cell phone bill. These are variable costs that fluctuate. These can be based on your uses: groceries, fuel, credit card payments, medical costs. Discretionary, these are wants, the flexible spending tied to lifestyle: dining out, streaming subscriptions, entertainment, vacations, extra trips. Understanding these categories helps you find some balance in your budget, where you can't and shouldn't eliminate from your spending, but recognize where your money goes at this point so they align your expenses with your priorities. So here are some good tools. You can look at like a Mint, you need a budget, Google Sheets, Excel. A lot of banking apps offer banking apps that do this. And what you're really looking for is some hidden spending leaks, some auto renew subscriptions that are rarely used, frequent with small purchases. Okay, I get this is the one a lot of tobacco smokers buy: a pack a day, a cup of coffee a day at Starbucks, some impulse buys, the vending machine, things that start adding up that you might be able to buy cheaper if I went to Costco and bought a bulk. Delivery cost. I know one of the big ones I see right now is DoorDash. I've seen people get into a lot of trouble using DoorDash and not realizing how much money they were spending on that for the extra expenses on that. Even eliminating a few of these things or these expenses can start freeing up your monthly income. Start by tracking manually for a week, awareness a month. Make sure that you kind of potential lifestyle changing and lifestyle. And set clear, achievable savings goals, give your money a mission. Once you've established a clear picture where your income and expenses are, the next step is to kind of give your money direction. And this goes with like defined goals and authentic goal setting. And I really say, before if you don't know where you're going, this is how a lot of people get lost. If they don't have some authentic goals of what they want to do or where they want to go, you kind of go, do I go spend the money on the movie, or do I go on a vacation? Or what are those goals that help you make that decision choice for where you want to go, so that you have an authentic goal that's kind of your map of where you want to get to. Vague intentions, like I need to save money, rarely help, meaning results. Clear goals might actually do a lot better, which is say they tell you how much you're saving, how much you need to save, and when you'll get there. Well, when your goals are specific, you can track progress, you can celebrate milestones, and it can help you make smarter financial decisions that aligns with your long-term vision. Whether you're building an emergency fund, saving for a home, or preparing for retirement, clarity is the fuel behind consistency. So first thing you probably want to do is define what you're savings for. For example, 3 to 6 month emergency fund would be our first goal, is to set a savings goal to save to get to 3 months, and then do a 6 months emergency fund so that it can protect against unexpected job loss or emergencies tie up. You might be looking at saving for a down payment, or saving to upgrade to get something on your car fixed or get a new car. You might be looking at a vacation, wedding, education, kids sports programs. Send your kids to camps. You also have things like contributing to retirement accounts or long-term investments. Each goal serves a purpose, whether it's protection, growth, or freedom. The goal of telling you why you're saving for it helps motivate you to keep your goal strong, because you have something tied for that money for what it's already doing. You might look at using something like a SMART framework. These are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. What this means: you define exactly what you're saving for. I'm saving $3,000 for my trip to Italy. I'm saving $3,000 to take my kids to Disneyland. Measurable: I'm setting clear targets, amount the monthly check benchmark. My goal: by getting there, I want $3,000. I need to save $250 per month for this many months. And is it realistic inside your budget? Ensure that the goal fits your current budgets. Is it adjustable for monthly savings, and can you stay realistic? Is it relevant? Is this something that you really wanted to do? Do you really want to go? Some person might say, I really want to go on a trip to Italy, where someone to say I want lifelong memories, but someone else might say, you know what, I really want to save for a trip to Alaska, or I want to have a new GPU for some people out there for the new best computer. So the question is, what are you saving for? Is it time bound? Is there a deadline? Is it something, I'm going to go to Italy sometime in the future? There's no time bound on it, so there's no goal. There's a specific, what is the goal for that? Some examples, some short-term goals versus a long-term goal. Let's say a short-term goal is like, I want to save $1,200 for holiday gifts and a vacation to to go spend time with the family. And the description is a small, time-bound goal that builds consistency and financial discipline. Or you could say something like, I want to do $40,000 for home down payment in 5 years. This is a major financial goal that demonstrates the power of steady savings. So aligning your goals with your budget. Treat savings as a fixed expense. Pay yourself first, just as you would any other bill. Prioritize your timeline, funding short-term goals, emergency fund, debts, payoffs, and committing to longer-term issues. And then reassess quarterly, or annually. Reassess quarterly and annually. Adjust your savings contributions to stay on track. And I think the big thing here is a mind shift. Is saving is a commitment to yourself and to your goal. Every dollar you save is a promise that you're putting to your future to protect your environment or what you want to have. By setting clear goals, rather than, hey, I bought a couple extra Door Dashes this week, rather than putting more money towards your long-term goals. By setting these achievable saving goals, you transform the savings into something that you would like to have as part of your daily life. Write down your goals and keep them visible. If your budgeting app, your fridge, your journal, studies show that people who document their financial goals are up to 42% more likely to achieve them. Create a savings budget designed that works for you. Now that you've set clear goals, it's time to build your budget that supports them. And savings-friendly budget is one that's where your spending, saving, and debts all work together, balancing today's needs with tomorrow's goals. The aim isn't about restriction, it's about control and confidence. When your budget is the engine of financial success, it's more than a spreadsheet. It's your blueprint. It shows where your money is going. This is your cash flow, ensures your priorities are funded, and prevents small leaks from eroding your progress. The goal is to make your budget work for you, not against you. When structured, it should be intentional, flexible, and offer you to show some measurable progress sign. So your budget is your financial blueprint designed for you intentionally, so every dollar has a job that's served. Example of a 50-30-20 rule guideline that's very popular out there is you have your needs, wants, and savings. So 50% of your income goes essentially for your daily living, your rents, mortgage, groceries, transportation. Wants, 30% goes to lifestyle and enjoyment, dining out, hobbies, streaming services, travel. And savings, debt, future focused financial maturities, emergency fund, retirement accounts, debt repayments. If your income is tight, you might start out by saving 5 to 10% and gradually increase over time. The percentages are always flexible. That's the principle, and it's putting yourself and always paying yourself first. That is what you need to start out with. And treat savings as a non-negotiable expense. To truly integrate savings in your daily budget, flip your mindset. Savings aren't what's over, they're the bill you pay yourself. Set your saving contribution as a fixed automatic transfer each payday and treat your savings like a must-pay expense. It moves from an optional automatic to reducing your temptation to decision fatigue. It's like, okay, I've got an extra $50 in my paycheck this week. I can do this, or another 150. It's automatically taken care of and it's off the plate. And you don't have to spend mental time worrying about that. Schedule $150 to transfer to your emergency fund the same day as your paycheck arrives. Divide savings across multiple accounts, vacation fund, home down payment. Stay organized and goal focused. How to free up money. Review non-essentials, cut or pause on unused subscriptions, reduce dining out frequencies, switch to a lower cost phone plan, negotiate your internet or insurance rate, shop around for your auto insurance. If you have loan rates, I know they're a little high, but in the future, they're probably going to be, this is filmed in February 2020, or October 2025. In the future, interest rates will probably be lower. And when interest rates are, it might be a great time to refinance a high interest rate loan to a lower interest rate loan. energy efficient habits at home, relocate money, found money, directed bonuses, a tax refund, or side income. You might put it straight into savings before it reaches your spending account. Even small changes, if you're trying to get your emergency fund built back up, for example, even small changes like reducing 50 from discretionary spending can add up to like 600 annually. And schedule regular financial check-ins. Savings rate. Am I meeting my monthly target? Do I need to increase my automated transfers by 1%? Budget balances. Having my expenses. Do I have shifts between needs and wants? Goal progress. Am I on track to milestones? Adjust contributions or timelines as needed. Budgeting isn't always about restriction. It's about alignment. When your money reflects your values, savings becomes a natural part of living, not a sacrifice. Some key takeaways. Saving budget friendly transform your financial plan from reactive to proactive. By following like a 50-20-30 framework, automated savings, reinvest your numbers regularly. You'll create a system that evolves with your life, making consistent savings a permanent habit. Automate your savings efforts. Budgeting gives you savings direction. Automation gives you the moment. Automated savings removes friction, emotion, decision fatigue in the process. And so this is one of the keys to long-term success is having it automated. It builds consistency, it reduces temptation, it saves times, it reinforces the automated discipline. Some different ways to automate your savings could be something like a direct deposit split, schedule bank transfers, roundup apps, automatic investments. A direct deposit, ask your employer to spend a portion of your paycheck. I think I'm more of a fan of set up an automatic transfer from checking to savings the same day as the paycheck hits your pay account. Anyone managing their own cash flow, roundups, apps like Acorn and Chime, roundup purchases and deposited to spare change into savings, build savings from small daily savings, automatic investments. These are scheduled transfers into IRAs or brokerage accounts to grow wealth over time, long-term savers and retirement planners. And I guess the thing is, you need to look around and find the right savings tools. Am I using something like a high yield savings account that can earn more interest than standard accounts? Is it a goal specific sum around? And what's the time horizon? Possibly create separate sub accounts for my emergency fund, vacation, or home down payment. Or if you're more advanced, being able to split that out. But make sure you know how to run your cash flow sheets, your income statement, and your balance sheets, and make sure to put those together. There's lots of apps online to take a look at that. Automatic investment options contribute regularly to your retirement or taxable investments accounts for long-term growth. Apps-based tools like Quick Capital, Chime make saving frictionless, rousing up once again. For example, set a recurring $100 transfer every payday into a high-yield savings account labeled Future Me. Over 1 year, that can land up to $2,600 saved plus interest without lifting a finger. Integrate automation into your financial plan. Connect automation with your smartphone, your smart goals. For example, automatically transfer $250 a month towards your vacation fund to meet your $3,000 target in 12 months, for example. Review every 3 to 6 months, adjust amounts as income and goals meets that's happened. And there are life expenses that have up. There needs to be flexibility within here. Protect your automation. This keeps your savings separate from your accounting temptations. And also make that mindset shift that automation doesn't just simplify saving, it changes the relationship money. Instead of reacting of what's left, you decide where your dollars are going before you get them. So there are some common pitfalls here. Overcommitting, start saving small to avoid overdrafts and cash shortages are starting to go. Neglecting review, revisit automated transfers after a raise, bonus, or new expenses, and combine goals. Some people can put them together. Use apps to separate accounts or app goals to make clarity and motivation. Automation will really be one of your silent financial partners. Consistency, emotionless, and loyal. And once you set it up, it lets things kind of grow in the background. And by structuring these transfers, they can align with your goals. You can create some self-sustaining financial systems, which can help you free up to not spend as much time, mental time, worrying about some of this. But make sure to monitor, adjust, and celebrate progress. Automate your savings makes it easier to stay consistent, but make sure to celebrate some small milestones along the way that you've reached. Oh, I've saved my first $1,000. I've halfway to my emergency savings goal. I've reached my emergency saving goals. Give yourself a pat on the back. And make sure to write regular check-ins keep you in check. Life changes, your budget changes, expensive changes. There's pay raises, new expenses, tax things change, economics can shift. So Catch issues early before they hit you and derail your goals. Adjust your income and expenses, and reinforce the motivation and understand the motivations about where your goals are. Set a routine for financial reviews, monthly, quarterly, and annually. This is kind of a good idea. So monthly budget health. Did I stay within my spending limits? Were any categories I overspent in? Did I spend in the percentages in the category I thought I was going to spend? Quarterly, you might take a look at like your savings and your goals. Am I meeting my savings target? Should I increase my automatic savings? Do I need to decrease? Am I saving more than I thought I would? Um, Annually, financial review. How have my priorities changed? Do I need to adjust my long-term goals? Do I need to make some adjustments on my investments? Am I headed towards where I'm going? Has my long-term goals changed? Have I had some life changes that have happened? And so try to think about putting like a money day each month in a recurring calendar just to give yourself to review your accounts, check your balances, and adjust your plan, and treat it like an appointment with yourself for your future self. Adjust goals when life changes. Reassess your goals. When income changes or new priorities emerge, it might be time to revisit your SMART goals. They're not just a set in stone. They're short-term, extended, and replace them as needed. Update automation, modify account transfers. Maybe you've got some accounts that are paying low interest rates, and maybe there's some other savings accounts that pay higher interest rates. Readjust your spending. Maybe your portfolio got out. Readjust your spending. Let's say you're on a 50-30-20 budget, and the reality is your needs, wants, and wishes are maybe it's not meeting it, or I need to take a look at where I'm going into my budget. The goal is consistency, doesn't mean rigidity. It means steady progress and understand thoughtful adaptation for yourself and your individual budgets. And once again, make sure to celebrate your month. Set milestones for yourself. That could be celebrating every $500 milestone in your emergency fund. Reward yourself. Choose a modest reward that acknowledges your effort without undoing your progress, like a special dinner or go out for a cup of coffee. Saving is more than numbers on a screen. It's proof of your disciplined vision and self-respect. Every dollar you saved is a small victory in your financial journey. Long-term habits. Setting up these long-term habits can successfully means turning your savings into a reflex, not a task. Keep your goals visible, review your progress monthly and visualize your growth, and link savings to emotion. Think about what you're saving, not just how much, what you're saving for. What am I'm saving for a vacation. I am saving to go on a fishing vacation. I'm saving to go on a cruise. Why am I saving? What am I attaching that for? Which goes back to the authentic goals. And one person's goals are very different from another person's goals. Maybe monitor and celebrate progress as your financial ingredients and lasting savings. By staying engaged, flexible, and optimistic, you can save your routine and traction from being lifelong and boring. Progress, not perfection, is what we're looking for here. Each month you save, no matter how much, your goal is to strengthen your financial flavor to put yourself in a more secure financial position in the future. So, tips for financial integrity success: start small, but start today. If you don't overhaul your entire budget, that's not. Begin with 1 to 2% of your income, even a fixed amount of like $25 a week. The key is consistency. It's the habits that you want to develop that are the most important. Every small deposit is a vote for your financial freedom. Compound growth begins with commitment, not perfection. Automate to accumulate. Set your system once and let technology do the heavy lifting. The automatic transfer apps, direct deposit, splits, roundup apps, move money into savings as you're paid. The pay yourself first approach is something I really strongly am about. This financial foundation will help you. This financial routine will help build your financial foundation. And once again, bank automation, apps, employer split deposits. Track your progress and visualize your growth. Being able to track this with some budgeting apps, spreadsheets, or printable trackers or charts. There's lots of them inside Google Sheets, Excel that can do this. Use color-coded charts with your goals if you're very visual. What works for you? And life change. If your life changes, your budget should too. Conduct your more monthly, quarterly check-ins. Ensure your savings goals, savings rates, authentic goals, and your automations set your priorities and your priorities. So once again, coming back to a money review date, and cut costs creatively. You don't need to sacrifice joy to have just use a girl trading team. Look for opportunities to reduce recurring costs or redirect wasteful spending towards your goals. A meal plan or cook at home instead of frequent takeout or frequent maybe take Uber less. Maybe you use DoorDash less. Cancel unused subscriptions. Look to save money to put money into your emergency fund. Celebrate your small milestone. And that can be whether it's $100 or $10,000 for you. It depends on making sure that you have acknowledged yourself for being able to do a goal that you set yourself for. Financial success is not going to be a one-time event. It's going to be a lifelong process of a movement. There are some books you can go read, or Your Money and Your Life by Vicki Robbins, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. The more you understand your relationship with money, especially your money scripts and your money history, the easier it becomes to manage yourself and to teach your kids good money management skills as well. Optimize where you save. Put your money to work by choosing the right savings vehicles. That can be, I've heard individuals say, oh, I have a retirement account. Well, it's just a savings account. Is it a tax qualified retirement savings account? Is it a high yield savings? Is it a high yield savings account? Is it a money market? Is it in CDs? Optimize where you save. Putting your money to work, you choose the right savings vehicles, high yield savings accounts, money market accounts, IRAs. Are you going to be tax deferred? Is it going to be a Roth? Start strategizing where out these, and also take a look at your taxes and say, if you do start saving, do I get savers credits? A $5,000 balance earning 4.5% and a high yield savings account will grow faster than more than the money earning 0.01% at a traditional savings account. Also, one of the things I think a lot of people overlook is prioritize high interest debt. That's credit card debt. Before aggressively savings, after you've met some savings mets like savers credits or retirement accounts, someone might want to look at eliminating high interest credit card debts. Every dollar avoided in interest is a guaranteed return on investment. And once major debts are under control, start redirecting those payments into savings to accelerate your progress towards your next financial goal. And involve the household. If you share expenses or financial goals with others, bring them into the conversation. Family or partner participation increases accountability, encourages collaboration, and prevents spending habits from derailing the process. Create a shared savings challenge, review household budgets together monthly, create joint milestones. Successful savings integration isn't about strict rules, it's about building habits into the lifestyles. Start small, automate, and track your progress, and stay adaptable. With time, savings will become effortless and part of your plan, part of your normal habits. Because if you force it, because your system and mindsets need to work together. Saving money daily isn't about building wealth. It's about building financial security, freedom, and peace of mind. Here's a savings integration checklist that we kind of put together. Build the foundation, assess your financial situation, set smart financial goals, create a baseline budget, saving strategy, put your plan into action, prioritize and protect your savings, automate your savings, and optimize where you're saving. Do stuff for ongoing management. Do a budget review monthly, a savings progress monthly, goal alignment, take a look at your goals quarterly, automation review every 6 months, and then debt management. Make sure you're taking care of the debt that you got. Use reminders and calendars on your budgeting apps for review. Consistency turns this process into a habit, not a chore. Goal achievement, reinforcement, track and celebrate milestones, and then adjust for life changes. I mean, they're going to have changes, and then the goal is reinforce the habit. Continue to automate your contributions after reaching 8 milestones and setting new milestones. Here's a quick little reference guide. Initial setup, saving strategy, ongoing management. Your primary focus in the initial setup is to track, plan, and set up your SMART goals. Basically, you want to establish some clarity and some structure. The saving strategies are going to take a look at your automation and optimizations to start turning those savings into a daily habit. And then ongoing management after it's set up is to review, adjust, and track and progress and say, do I need some more flexibility and how do I need to adjust this for where I'm going, but also taking a look at accountability. And then once you got some goals achieved, celebrate your milestones and renew some with some new goals. This reinforces the consistency and motivation. Treat this checklist and this process as living in a document, revising it often, update it as your life evolves, and use it as a guide to your long-term financial stability and peace of mind. How much income should I save each month? That depends. We looked at the 50, 30, 20. What if I can't afford it right now? Start saving $10 to $25 per paycheck. The goal is to just start, even if it's $1 to $1,000, depending where you are. The goal is to start building your minimum and start building the habits. Should I pay off my debt before savings? Well, that can depend on both strategically. First, make sure that you've got an emergency fund to cover some small surprises. Next, start really going after the high interest debt, credit card, personal loans. And once those high interest balances are under control, increase your long term savings contributions. Can I use multiple goals at the same time? Absolutely. In fact, setting separate goals at different time horizons and using individual savings accounts might be a great strategy. An emergency fund, a vacation fund, a home down payment. How often should I review my budget and saving plans? At least once a month. A short monthly review helps you stay on budget and adjust automated transfers and check progress. Perform a deeper quarterly review after major life changes. Best way to automate savings, set the automatic paycheck transfers on your payday. So when the penny hits the account, it's already switched over and put into your savings deposits, into the account you want it to go into. Where should I keep my savings? It can depend on high yield savings accounts. It depends on the type. If it's an emergency fund, it needs to be liquid. If it's something that's for longer term, if it's an investment account, if it's for retirement, like an IRA, a Roth, or traditional, or a diversified portfolio. Reminder, milestones in your tracking work wonders. Display your goals where you want to see them, celebrate your small wins, and connect your savings habits to your personal why I want my financial freedom, my financial security, or my financial peace of mind. Motivation grows when you see progress, so you definitely make sure to chart your balances and show your upward proof is the efforts of what you're doing. What if I have an unexpected expense that derail my plan? This is going to happen, and the goal is to adapt, pause for essential spending, transfers, not eliminate them, and reduce them as soon as possible. This is one of the reasons your emergency fund exists. It's there to be guilt-free and replenished when stability returns. Is it too late to start saving if I'm older? No, it never helps, but consistency and time definitely matter. Focusing on eliminating debt, maximizing retirement contribution, capturing employee matches. It's these small decisions that steadily add up and deposit and compound over the years. Every dollar saved increases your future financial independence. So I'm going to let this kind of get out of here. Build a strong future one day, $1 at a time. Assess your financial situations, set some clear financial savings goals, create a savings friendly budget, automate as much as you can, monitor, adjust, and celebrate and live your life. So, with that, thank you very much. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you get started on making sure you set some authentic goals to go in and set that out and start integrating savings into your daily budget. Thank you very much.